Have you ever really watched a sparrow? Not just glanced at it, but truly watched. You'll often see one on its own. A small, fluttering creature of brown and gray. It seems ordinary, almost invisible against the grand backdrop of the world. By itself, it is fragile, vulnerable. A single, quiet note in a vast and sometimes noisy world, but you rarely see just one for long. Soon, another appears, then another, and another, until the quiet note becomes a chord, a chattering, living symphony. They move together, a swirling cloud of life that seems to have a mind of its own. It looks like chaos, but it is a dance of perfect, unspoken understanding. This is their nature. This is their strength. Watch them when they search for food. A single sparrow might find a fallen crust of bread. It could perhaps try to keep it all for itself, but that is not the way. A specific chirp, a unique call, rings out. It's an invitation, a signal, and suddenly the flock descends. They share the discovery. By calling the others, the first sparrow doesn't lose. It gains. It gains the safety of many eyes watching for predators. A cat lurking in the bushes, a hawk circling above. One pair of eyes might miss it, but 20 pairs? The chances of survival increase exponentially. The safety of the group ensures the survival of the individual. There is an even more powerful display of this collective might. It's a behavior called mobbing. When a predator enters their territory, these tiny birds do something remarkable. They don't scatter and hide. They gather. They rise together as one. They become a furious, chirping storm, swarming the much larger bird. They dive at it, harass it, and overwhelm it, not with force, but with sheer numbers and unified audacity. The predator, confused and annoyed by this relentless collective, is driven away. A single sparrow would be a meal. The flock becomes a fortress. We often see ourselves as that single bird, facing a challenge at work, a personal struggle, or a daunting project. We feel small, isolated, and vulnerable. We believe we must solve it all on our own, that asking for help is a sign of weakness. We try to guard our small piece of bread, afraid that sharing our knowledge or our burdens will leave us with less. But the sparrows show us a more profound truth. Think of a neighborhood that wants to build a community garden. One person with a shovel can do very little. But when 10 people bring their tools, when another 5 bring seeds, and others organize the watering schedule, a barren piece of land transforms into a source of life and connection. Each person's small effort, when combined, creates something no single individual could have achieved. They are mobbing the problem of urban decay, and they are winning. Consider a difficult project in the office. One person is staring at a problem they cannot solve. They are the lone sparrow, exposed. But when they bring it to their team, a colleague offers a perspective they hadn't considered. Another remembers a past project with a similar issue. Someone else simply offers encouragement. The collective mind surrounds the problem, and what seemed like an immovable hawk is gently but firmly guided away. The project is saved, not by one hero, but by a flock. So how do we learn this? It begins with a simple act. The next time you are outside, just stop. Observe. Look for the sparrows, or the ants, or the geese flying in formation. Don't just see them as part of the scenery. See them as teachers. Ask yourself, how are they working together? How does their unity create strength? Then, practice this in your own life. Start small. The next time you feel overwhelmed, send that message asking for help. The next time you have an idea, share it with your team, instead of perfecting it in isolation. When you see someone in your community struggling, don't just feel sympathy. Offer a small act of support. Join the flock. Because the lesson from the sparrow is not just about survival, it's about thriving. It's a quiet reminder, written on the wind, that our greatest strength is not found in our independence, but in our interdependence. We are not just single, quiet notes. Together, we are a symphony.